Deep in the silent void of space, explorer Selene receives a mysterious signal coming from a dark and forgotten planet called Atropos. The message is weak, broken, and impossible to ignore. Something is calling her. Driven by curiosity and duty, she changes course and heads straight toward the unknown world, unaware that her life is about to be trapped in a nightmare. As soon as Selene enters the planet's atmosphere, everything goes wrong. Her ship shakes violently, alarms echo through the cabin, and before she can react, she crashes into the surface of Atropos. When she steps out of the wreck, she finds herself surrounded by twisted forests, strange ruins, and an eerie silence that feels almost alive. She tries to contact the headquarters, but communication is dead. No signals in, no signals out. Selene realizes she is completely alone, until she notices something even more terrifying. A destroyed ship identical to hers, lying deep in the forest. It looks old, too old. And inside, she finds a recording made by her own voice. That is the moment she understands the truth. Atropos is not just dangerous, it's broken. Time on this planet does not follow the rules. Each time she dies, she wakes up again at the crash site, trapped in an endless loop with no memory of how many times this cycle has repeated. Reality twists around her. The planet shifts with each return, and Selene steps into a nightmare where every beginning feels like an ending. Selene wakes up on the cold, uneven ground, her suit sparking lightly from the crash. Around her, the forest of Atropos stretches endlessly, filled with twisted trees and shadows that seem alive. The air is thick with fog, and distant growls echo through the dark. She checks her tools, steadies her breath, and begins walking. The crash site fades behind her, but an uneasy feeling grows inside her. This place is watching. As she moves deeper into the forest, she finds structures that clearly belong to an ancient civilization. Broken pillars, glowing symbols, and strange devices lie scattered like forgotten memories. No signs of human life, until she notices something chilling. A recorder on the ground. She plays it and hears her own voice. The message warns her of dangers ahead, but she doesn't remember recording it. Confused, she continues forward, her heart racing. Moments later, a monstrous creature bursts from the shadows. Selene fights desperately, dodging and firing, but the creature overwhelms her. Darkness consumes her, until she suddenly opens her eyes at the moment of the crash, exactly where she started. Her ship in ruins, the same forest, the same nightmare. She gasps, realizing she has already lived this moment before. But how many times? With every step, Selene notices small differences. A fallen tree that wasn't there last time. A new mark on her suit. A new recording she doesn't remember making. It becomes clear she is trapped in a loop, forced to repeat this hostile world again and again. The rules of time here are broken, twisted into something unnatural. And Atropos does not care about her confusion. It only tests her. As she dies and returns repeatedly, Selene begins to uncover more fragments of her past loops. Scattered notes, audio logs, damaged helmets identical to hers. Each discovery brings more questions rather than answers. Why is she here? Why does the planet refuse to let her leave? And how is she leaving these messages for herself? Despite the fear, Selene pushes forward. The only way to understand Atropos and to escape its cruel cycle is to continue exploring its mysteries. But deep inside, she senses a darker truth. The planet is not only trapping her body, it is unraveling her mind. With every new loop, Selene opens her eyes to the same cold air, the same broken landscape, yet something always feels slightly different. This time, as she walks through the twisted trees, she finds a glowing object on the ground. When she picks it up, her heart freezes. It is a fragment of her own log, written in her voice, in her handwriting. But she doesn't remember writing it. The message speaks of fear, confusion, and a warning about something coming. It is the first sign that her journey on Atropos has been far longer and deeper than she understands. As the loops continue, Selene discovers more fragments scattered across the planet, on ruined altars, inside abandoned structures, even floating above the ground as if time itself dropped them there. Some entries are hopeful, others are full of despair. One mentions losing count of her deaths. Another claims she has reached the tower many times before. The contradictions frighten her. How can the same person write messages that disagree with each other? How many versions of Selene have walked this planet? Soon, the confusion becomes something darker. Selene begins to find remains, her own remains, bodies in the same suit, lying in positions that suggest battles she cannot remember. Each corpse feels like a silent reminder of the cycles she has already lived and failed. When she examines them, she sometimes hears a faint whisper, as if her past selves are trying to speak to her. The line between memory and hallucination grows thinner with every loop. The more she searches, the more she feels the planet itself is watching her, guiding her toward truths she may not want to face. Some logs mention her daughter. Others mention a crash on Earth she never fully accepted. The messages shift each time she reads them, as if they want to rewrite her past. Selene begins to ask a terrifying question. Are these her memories, or memories given to her by Atropos? Every discovery pulls her deeper into the mystery. She realizes the logs are not left randomly. They follow a pattern, a path, a sequence that reflects her own emotional journey. It is as if every loop reveals another layer of who she is and what she is hiding. The planet isn't just trapping her body. It is digging inside her mind, pulling out every shadow she tried to forget. By the end of this loop, Selene begins to understand one chilling truth. Atropos is not only reshaping her journey but reshaping her. The logs are more than messages. They are pieces of a broken identity scattered across time. The question is no longer why she is here, but how much of herself she has already lost. The deeper Selene travels into Atropos, the more she realizes that the planet's dangers are not limited to the hostile creatures lurking in the shadows. Something inside her mind is changing too, quietly, slowly, and then all at once. Her thoughts slip into strange patterns, and memories she believed long forgotten start pulling at her like invisible threads. At times, she cannot tell if she is remembering or dreaming. Each loop intensifies the visions. She begins to see flickers of her daughter standing in the distance, calling her name with a voice that echoes unnaturally through the alien forests. Sometimes she sees her old home, familiar yet distorted, appearing for only a heartbeat before dissolving into the mist of the planet. These moments strike her harder than any creature's attack. They shake the very core of who she is. Selene tries to fight these illusions, but the line between reality and hallucination keeps fading. Are these scenes truly from her past, or are they traps created by the planet to weaken her mind? She touches the ground, the trees, the ruins, trying to anchor herself, yet everything feels unstable, as if Atropos is rewriting itself with every step she takes. Even the air carries whispers that sound just like her own voice. Her fear grows, not from the beasts around her, but from the realization that her mind may no longer be hers alone. The planet seems to reach inside her thoughts, stirring emotions she tried to bury. Guilt, regret, loss. They rise like ghosts, haunting her more relentlessly than any physical enemy. And when she closes her eyes, she sees images she cannot explain. Herself, standing in places she has never been. As the loops continue, the hallucinations become stronger, blending seamlessly with the world around her. One moment she is fighting a creature with glowing eyes. The next, she is in her childhood living room, hearing the ticking of an old clock. The sudden shifts leave her breathless, confused, and questioning whether she is losing her grip on reality altogether. Selene realizes that survival on Atropos means more than fighting monsters. She must confront her own mind, its fractures, its secrets, and its shadows. The planet attacks her body, yes, but the most dangerous battle is happening within. And unless she finds a way to separate truth from illusion, she fears that the next loop will not just break her body, but her identity forever. Selene's journey toward the mysterious signal becomes harder with every loop. Each time she wakes up after death, the path ahead changes. Trees shift position, ruins reshape themselves, and even the sky seems to pulse with new colors. Yet one thing stays the same, the towering structure far in the distance. It glows with a pale, shifting light, calling her like a whisper she cannot ignore. As she moves closer, Selene realizes the tower is not made of stone or metal. It feels alive. Its surface moves like muscle under skin, growing and shrinking as if reacting to her presence. Every step she takes sends waves through the strange walls, forming symbols she does not understand. Somehow, she knows the tower is watching her, judging her. The signal is not just a message, it is an invitation. Inside the tower, the air grows cold and heavy. Echoes bounce off the endless corridors, repeating her footsteps with a delay that feels unnatural. Sometimes she hears breathing that isn't hers, sometimes whispers, sometimes crying. She keeps moving anyway. The deeper she goes, the more she feels the loops tightening around her, like invisible chains pulling her toward a single truth she has avoided for too long. Then she sees it, an ancient chamber filled with floating shapes, neither fully organic nor fully mechanical. They look like memories made physical, flickering in and out of existence. Among them, Selene spots something impossible, a projection of herself, trapped in a moment of fear, reaching toward her. The vision dissolves, leaving her shaken. She finally understands that the tower isn't just showing her the past. It's rewriting it. At the core of the chamber, she finds a being unlike anything she has ever seen. Tall, featureless, and glowing with shifting colors. It has no face, yet she feels its gaze sinking into her soul. The creature does not speak, but Selene understands its message as clearly as if it whispered into her thoughts. It has been guiding her, resetting her, shaping her path over and over again. This entire planet isn't chaotic by accident. It is a test. With that realization, fear and clarity strike her at the same time. The signal did not call her here by mistake. Atropos wanted her. The loops, the monsters, the memories, they are all part of something much bigger. Something that has been waiting for her arrival long before she ever knew this planet existed. And now the tower offers her a choice. Continue deeper and uncover the truth, or turn back and remain a prisoner of the loop forever. Selene steps deeper into the heart of the tower, where the air feels heavier and time seems to move differently. Shadows stretch unnaturally across the walls, bending and twisting like living things. Every step she takes echoes loudly, as if the tower itself is paying attention. She feels a strange pull inside her chest, an invisible thread connecting her fate to whatever lies at the end of this journey. Something inside her whispers that this is where all loops lead, where all versions of her have stood before. As she climbs higher, memories begin to rush through her mind in waves. She sees herself as a child, laughing in a sunlit garden. She sees her daughter's small hands reaching for her. She sees moments of failure, fear, and choices she never forgave herself for. These visions hit her like storms, more violent than any creature on Atropos. She realizes the truth she has been avoiding. The cycle did not begin on this planet. It began within her heart, long before she answered the call. The guilt she carried became its own prison. At the center of the tower, Selene finds a chamber glowing with an otherworldly blue light. Floating in the middle is a shape, something like a mirror, but alive, pulsing gently. When she looks into it, she sees not a reflection, but countless versions of herself. Brave ones, broken ones, angry ones, hopeful ones. Each version stares back with eyes full of the same unspoken question. She understands now that the alien force was never trying to kill her. It was showing her the truth about who she is, layer by layer, loop by loop. To break the cycle, Selene reaches out and touches the glowing surface. Instantly, she feels a deep pain, as if her soul is being pulled apart and rebuilt. Memories merge, fears surface, and long-buried emotions rise violently. But she does not pull back. She faces everything she once ran from. Her mistakes, her regrets, her failures as a soldier and as a mother. The loop cracks, not through strength, but through acceptance. She finally lets herself feel the grief she denied for so long. When the light fades, Selene finds herself kneeling on the ground, trembling but still alive. The tower around her is silent, calmer than before. She senses a shift in the world, as if the endless cycle has loosened its grip. Yet even now, she doesn't know if she truly escaped or simply entered a new loop. The planet remains mysterious, watching her with its ancient eyes. There is no clear answer, but she feels lighter, freer than she has since her first crash. Selene rises, breathing deeply, ready to face whatever comes next. She knows the path ahead may still twist and loop, but something fundamental has changed. The cycle might not be fully broken, but she is no longer the same woman who arrived here. Whether she escapes or continues fighting, she now walks forward with a reclaimed sense of self. And on Atropos, that alone might be the beginning of a new ending. The silence around Atropos feels heavier now, as if the planet itself is holding a secret that Selene can never fully grasp. She stands at the edge of yet another cycle, unsure whether she has broken free or simply stepped into another version of the same loop. The lines between escape and surrender blur, leaving her with only one truth. Nothing on this world is ever what it seems. In the shifting fog, she remembers every moment of fear, every déjà vu, and every echo of her past self calling out from forgotten timelines. Whether these memories are real or illusions crafted by the planet no longer matters. What she faced here was more than hostile creatures or impossible landscapes. It was the weight of her own regrets catching up with her, again and again. Perhaps the loop was never meant to be broken. Perhaps it was meant to be understood. Selene realizes that the true battle was not against Atropos, but within her own mind, against the guilt she carried, the choices she avoided, and the past she refused to confront. Even if the cycle continues, she is no longer the same person who first crashed on this world. And so, the story of Returnal ends not with certainty, but with a haunting question. Is the loop still turning, or has it become a part of her? In a place where time bends and identity fractures, survival is only the beginning. Returnal is not just a journey through darkness, but a fight to preserve meaning, memory, and the fragile core of what makes us human.